Today, I'm going to read to you Vote by Eileen Christelow. Vote for Bill Brown for mayor. Vote for Chris Smith for mayor. Who will it be? Suppose your town is about to choose a new mayor. How will you do it? You'll vote. Elmer says, "What are we doing here?" Sparky says, "This is a rally. We're asking people to vote for Chris for mayor." "I'm Chris Smith, candidate for mayor. I hope you'll vote for me." Do you see Chris? "Those people want to vote for Bill Brown," says this dog here. Vote? What is that? Voting is a way to choose. You can vote for your favorite books, movie stars, candy bars, or even puppies. How the Chris Smith family voted for their dog Elmer 8 years ago. When I was a puppy at the dog pound, the Smiths came along looking for a puppy. They couldn't decide between me and a poodle, so they voted. Dad picture here says, "I vote for Mutt." The mayoral candidate, Chris Smith, the mother says, "No, the poodle. Vote for the poodle, Angela." And Angela pointed to Mutt. But they couldn't have flipped a coin. Couldn't they have flipped a coin? Heads, the Mutt. Tails, the poodle. Tails for poodle. That's not fair. Why not? Because 2 people wanted me. Only 1 wanted the poodle. Well, can't you tell all the people all the time? But I think I've grown on her. Voting was the way to find out what the most people wanted. Does that mean 1 person didn't like you? So if Chris gets the most votes, she'll be mayor. What does the mayor do? The mayor is the leader of our city. Let's go help Chris find some votes. These are the 2 dogs talking. If anyone wants to be elected mayor, she needs to convince as many people as possible to vote for her. You have my vote. As you see the gentleman talking to the mayoral candidate, Chris. I'm going to vote for Brown. That's another opinion. Grrr, growl. You can't vote for Brown, says the dog. Sparky, stop that. This country is a democracy. That means people have a right to vote for whoever they want. That's what a democracy is. Hi, I'm Angela. I hope you'll vote for my mom. You see Angela saying on behalf of her mother. Gosh, I never vote, says another man. Our measly votes won't make a difference, says another man. Huff. Says the dog. Many people just don't vote. Why not? Maybe they think their vote is like a little drop of water in an enormous ocean. Their vote is only 1 out of many, many votes. But sometimes the winner of an election is decided by just a few votes. Vote for Chris Smith over here? or vote for Bill Brown over here. Regardless, if people don't vote, they're letting everyone else decide for them. Well, I wish I could vote, but kids can't vote until they're 18, says Angela. Suppose you couldn't vote. Everyone has a right to vote, if they want to. But when this country started, only white men who own property could vote. That would leave me out. So who decided who could vote? When this country began, the founding fathers wrote a constitution. It said how we would govern ourselves. It said people should vote, but it didn't say who could vote. That was left to each state to decide, and that was a problem. Angela's speaking. She said the states made unfair rules about who could vote. The Constitution doesn't say women can vote. It doesn't say only men can vote either. Women just don't understand things. I don't own land, but I have a right to vote. The Constitution doesn't say black people can't vote. That was taking a travel back to 1789. Angry people protested. They wrote letters, they held rallies, and they made speeches. They marched, were arrested, and went on hunger strikes. Some were killed trying to claim their right to vote. But it took many years, 4 amendments to the Constitution, and several new laws before all citizens 18 years or older were allowed to vote. Here's some of the comments you may have heard 130 years before all women could vote. Change the Constitution. Give women the right to vote. Amend the Constitution. All Americans should have the right to vote. It took almost 80 years for black men to win the right to vote. Maybe we should vote. I think some of the residents are starting to think, this kid should run for mayor. Angela says, I'm going to run for president when I grow up. Oh, don't forget to register to vote. There's a booth at the rally. If you want to vote, you need to register. Where? At your town office. Or sometimes they're called election commissions. Or you can download a registration form from the internet. Or you might even find a booth set up at a shopping mall or at a political rally. Usually you put your name, address, age, political party. I don't know if I want to join, says one of the constituents. You don't have to join a party. Why doesn't she want to join a party? Sparky says. Mutt says, it's not a birthday party, it's a political party. Do you want to join a political party? You've probably heard of the Democrats and the Republicans. But you could join the Green Party, the Libertarians, the American First Party, or the Progressives, to name just a few. Or you could be independent and not join any party at all. Before you vote, you'll need to find out about the different candidates. How, might you ask? Read newspapers, watch TV, listen to the radio, or surf the internet. Do you agree with their ideas? You might have a chance to hear candidates debate. We need new schools. Classes are being held in halls, says Chris Smith. There you are again, spending our money, says Mr. Bill. The audience reaction. I like Smith. I hate his tie. He's being mean to my mom, shouted Angela. Why are these dogs here? Can I ask a question? Right on, Brown. You might even be able to ask questions at the political debates. Hey, get that mutt out of here. Wait, Bill, I'll take him. Is this your dog? Beat it, mutt. Uh-oh, I guess dogs can't ask questions. Yes. Elect Chris Smith, and this town will go to the dogs, says Bill. The next morning after the political debate. Oh dear, all the news is about Sparky. There's nothing about what I said. No one will vote for me, says Chris Smith. Mom, you rescued Sparky from mean Bill Brown. People loved you. Wow, Angela is right. This new poll says more people will vote for Smith, especially dog lovers. You're in the doghouse, Buster, says Sparky. Before an election, everyone tries to guess who will win. Pollsters ask some of the voters whom they're planning to vote for. Then they estimate who will be the winner. But voters can change their mind. Someone just called to ask me who I'm voting for. And you say, maybe Brown. What? But Smith is so much better. That pollster should have asked me. How can you help your candidate win? You can volunteer to answer phones, call voters, address envelopes, or hand out flyers. Campaigns need a lot of help. Do you need help? We sure do. We have to mail 14,000 letters by tonight. No, Sparky, is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a home. You'll give $100 to the Smith campaign? Thank you. We're hoping you'll vote for Chris Smith. This is some of the commentary during phone banks. And they need lots of money to help pay for phones, computers, stamps, flyers, bumper stickers, and most of all, ads and more ads. Where will they find the money? You might want to donate a few dollars to your favorite candidate's campaign. Or maybe you'll be invited to a fundraising dinner. Would you like to pay $250 for a fancy hamburger and a chance to meet the candidate? If you donate lots of money, maybe the candidate will listen to you more than other voters. Is that fair? Does that mean your vote will count more than others? Votes? There's a lot of disagreement about this. By the last week of the campaign, everyone is tired. But the candidates make more speeches. They shake more hands and they run more and more ads. Maybe, just maybe, they will convince another few voters to vote for them. Some of these ads can be very misleading. He just doesn't mention that he wants to spend more money on a stadium. Chris Smith wants to spend your money. That's an ad for Brown. He's trying to worry us. Save your money. Vote for Bill Brown. Honest, reliable, a nice guy. Honest? That ad isn't honest. Brown makes sense to me. Finally, it's election day. I'm worried. Lots of the signs are for Brown, says Sparky. It's going to be a close election, says Mutt. Most voters are assigned a particular place to vote. A school, a library, a church basement, or wherever there is space for voting booths. What if you're away on voting day? You can get an absentee ballot in advance. Some places let people vote by mail or on the internet. A few places set up voting machines early. But however you vote, you get just one vote. You can't go back and vote again. Why do we have to sign in, says Sparky? To check if they're registered and to make sure they vote only once, says Mutt. Dad, are you voting for Mom? He better vote for me, says Chris Smith. In most places, people use voting machines. Many cities and towns are replacing old machines with new electronic ones. But in very small towns, voters still mark paper ballots with a pencil. However you do it, you'll vote in a private booth. No one can see how you vote. When voting ends, the counting begins. Who will win? Stay close to your TV or radio to find out. Looks like Brown is winning. Oh no, but there are still lots more votes to count. Usually a few hours after the polls close, the winner is announced. Congratulations, Madam Mayor. And the winner is my mom. I'll be Mayor Dog, says Sparky. We won. We did it. But wait. Uh-oh, Brown wants a recount. I'll tell her. What if the election is won by only a few votes? The candidate who lost can ask that the votes be counted again. Then it could take a few days or longer to carefully recount the ballots and find out who really won. I won by just 105 votes out of 35,000. That's why Bill Brown wants a recount, says Chris Smith. Recount? That's not fair. My mom won. But it is fair. If I lost the election by only 105 votes, I'd ask for a recount too. Brown wants to recount all the ballots that were mailed in. He wants to be sure all the new voting machines were working correctly. At last, the election is decided. In the end, someone does win and someone does lose. The votes have been recounted. Bill Brown was correct. Mistakes were made. Smith actually had 203 votes more than Brown. Almost half the voters didn't vote for Chris to be mayor, says Sparky. Look at the bright side. Slightly more than half do want her, says Mutt. Brown lost. I guess we won't get a new stadium, but we might build new schools. I'm going to write a letter to Chris Smith to tell her why this town needs a stadium. She needs to listen to all the voters. You aren't happy? You wish the other candidate had won? Well, remember, the mayor works for everyone, even the people who didn't vote for her. She'll need to listen to all the votes, to all the voters. After she is sworn in, the new mayor will have a few years to do her job. I promise to do my best, says Mayor Chris Smith. What are they doing? Says Sparky. Chris is being sworn in as mayor, says Mutt. She won't please all the people all the time. But if she does a good job, maybe the voters will elect her again. I wonder if I'll be sworn in as Mayor Dog, says Mutt. Who says you get to be Mayor Dog? What about me? Says Sparky. I'm older, wiser, and bigger, of course. I should be Mayor Dog. I think we should vote. Vote by Eileen Christelow. So thank you for listening to Vote by Eileen Christelow. This is a very important season in our community where we have elections going on right now. And although you may not be able to vote as a young child, you may be able to encourage your family members, your friends, and your neighbors to vote. It's a very important thing to do. One of the things that I have provided for the Bessie Smith Museum is a ballot that may be uploaded that you can print off, or you could possibly pick them up here to cast your vote. So this would be great practice as you're preparing to become a young adult, to do some research on some of your local candidates, get a parent or friend to help you understand what their campaigns stand for, and you too can cast your vote. A lot of people fought for the right for women and people of color, African Americans, to vote, and we should exercise that right. We live in a democracy where we all have to contribute to a society that works for all people. So remember, during this election season, encourage someone you know to vote, and maybe, just maybe, they'll take you to the polls with them.